Day 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am C-Mac. On the left of me, I have my brother. And on the right of me, I got the one, the only, Big Chris.
DJ Big Chris, the Grand Imperial Big Chris, a.k.a. the Walking Big Body.
This is From the Drive to the Driveway. We get it your way, or try it our way. Now sit back and have some fun, buckle your seatbelts, and let's have a conversation. Let's go! Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome back to From the Drive to the Driveway. We're back with another episode. Hopefully, you guys, you enjoy tonight's episode. It's about some sports and, the competitiveness in sports and the merit. How can I say, like the merit that goes along with it? You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us tonight. We thank you. We appreciate you. First and foremost, I would love to give the all glory to the one and only Jesus Christ, the one and only true living God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Without him, we're nothing. With him, we're everything. But what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great day, and all that other good stuff. We here, we living, we breathing. So obviously it's a good day. I want to welcome one of my favorite people in the world coming in as a guest. My brother from a different mother. That's Mr. Adam Brown over here as a guest. So everybody welcome him.
Thank you for having me. This is my second time on the podcast, so third time I'm like more than a guest. Start getting royalties and everything. One more time.
That residual bread.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Once you start rolling in, hey, you already know. But what's good? Everybody good? Everybody's good?
Without a doubt. Yeah, man.
All right, good. So man, open. like I said, man, I wanted to speak on this episode tonight. What we talking about, man? I call it the competitive sports and the merit. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I wanted to just start off. The question is sports really still competitive?
Not a chance.
You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about all sports or
any sport, like it don't have to be just basketball, football. But if you want to take it, if you want to talk about one specific,
we're going to trans too. We're gonna get on everything.
Hey, whatever we speak about, we speak about.
All right.
Talk about it. That's the question. How do y'all feel about sports today? And is it still competitive enough? Just still, is it boring? Is it right on point? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation.
To me, I was just having this conversation. I would love to start watching sports again, man. But to me, it's just terrible. I'm looking at, I'm looking at how I know ain't nothing perfect. I mean, just begin with the disclaimer with that. But it's like, man, I look at the NBA. They got. I'm gonna make a little joke. They got some subgenres of like little leagues on the side and trying to make these guys good and all that. Whatever happened to just plain old drafting, getting the best? There ain't no more of that, man. Everybody's, and I'm just tired of all mediocre. If you're a professional player, man, you don't need your team should not be better than my team. It shouldn't. You should at least be able to do 500 each season.
But not it.
A lot of people getting away with that, man.
Everybody's either going to be 500, or if not everybody is 500, you're going to have people above and below. And we go back to like the 80s. I'm talking about basketball anyway. You're talking about like the elite teams. Like you think about like 80s, 90s when we were watching basketball as kids. There's more talent today than there was back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a given. Like in the East, it was like going to be Philly and Boston and Detroit for a couple of years until Chicago came up, right? And then in the West, it was like dominated by the Lakers and who you might talk better on this, but like Portland with Bill Walton had a couple of good years. The Rockets had a couple of good years with their Twin Towers, right? But it was like to me the talent was more condensed and the league was less competitive, you know. And now I'm talking about the NBA, and now it's like you look at the talent out there. It's crazy to me. I'm not talking. So it seems more competitive because there's more talent spread around.
But I just look at it like this, Adam. I just look at it like there's like nobody plays hard. Like I look at the NFL, same thing with the NFL. There should be no reason why teams is losing by like 50. Like you professional. That means either you mediocre or the professional leagues need the best. And I just don't.
A lot of these,
even back then, you can say then, you know what I mean? But it just
get blown out.
People just getting these big checks and these big contracts and they're not playing up to their ability.
But Corey, those teams that are getting blown out, a lot of those teams that have been bad, generationally bad. Like
but that's my point, Big.
I never seen the Browns do much. I wasn't old enough to see Jim Brown actually play. Some of those teams have been generationally, like in baseball, the Oakland A's. It was a miracle when they were winning because the market itself, you can't pack the market for Oakland A's. It's just the market, and these teams are ran so badly. I mean, they ran so badly. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, man.
You're not going. You take a team. Okay, let's say the Yankees sucked, right? You know what?
Sir.
We can actually talk about the Knicks here because I happen to be a Knicks fan. I'm from New York. The Knicks haven't had a really
tired of them,
and they've been mismanaged for how long?
50 years.
As long as.
But hold on, but I'm going to take exception because they haven't been mismanaged the last few years.
Listen.
But they still haven't won.
3 years ago.
But they're winning though. They're starting to win now though. They're good.
The last 23 years, they've been mismanaged 18.
Yep.
All right.
They made a couple of moves and then they make bad moves. And what I'm saying is, it's not about how they're mismanaged. Is that they still sell out.
Yes.
That's New York.
It's New York. Facts.
Bad product on the court.
Right.
And we still sell out. Why am I worried about the consumer on the television?
But I think
play the league pass. You're going to pay it because it's your team. You're from New York. You're going to watch it. You're going to watch it forever. So why would I go the extra mile? You know what I mean? And then you got good teams that have been managed properly, like the New England Patriots. Look at some of the moves they made. And I say this all the time. I was a Bledsoe fan. Bledsoe got hurt.
Yep.
Here comes an individual that they picked that was good in college. He was a solid player in college. They put him in a good system, and then they grew. That's from proper management. You know, so sometimes it's one thing, sometimes it's the other. But I'm a little disgusted right now with the sport football and professional basketball because of the officiating that I've been seeing.
Yeah,
and it's not so much as overall. Like if you watch baseball, Adam, and you watch baseball whole games, and you know when an ump is going a certain way, he's calling a strike that we all know is not a strike, but he's doing it all game.
Now you're talking about like the agenda to extend a series in the playoffs, like we need a game 6, game 7.
No, I'm not saying anybody's cheating. I'm not saying
I know, because I'm just wondering, like, do you mean it's bad officiating because the league has an agenda, like this series has to go minimum of 6 games?
Oh no, I don't. That part of it, that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about right now. These last 7 games that they've played, I've watched games where the calls come at inopportune times that change the game. They change the momentum. Like when you call a foul, it's supposed to be did it impede the individual from getting to a certain point to make the motion to shoot a shot to impede that foul. What the fouls and the calls that they're making are impeding teams making runs. A team down 15s on a 7-0 run, you make a bad call, you stop the run.
And you just think it's bad officiating. There's no agenda at play.
I just think it's bad officiating.
Okay.
I think they go back to school. I think they need a CBA or whatever. It's not an agreement. CBA. I'm telling my age. CBA used to be the G League.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know. So the refs need. You're saying the refs need a G League to practice.
They need that. They need a little more monitoring because they're ruining the games.
But it's like the ref that ejected Giannis the other night, right? Was that yesterday?
Oh, that was terrible, man.
Right,
Don't get me started on that one, bro.
Yeah,
They were terrible for the next 3 calls. They kept giving everybody on the Bucks a tech. Crazy.
But
hold on real quick. Hold that thought, Adam. I'm sorry, but I got to add a little humor to it. Like, Big Chris, who is Henry Booker? Who is Henry Booker?
I was about to Google it myself, but
Flavor, be on flavor.
My fault, though. But go ahead, man. I had to add a little bit of humor to it. You feel me? I'm dying. I'm sitting there dying. Who is Henry Booker, man?
Yo, he's sitting there dying. He got the vein in the middle of his head.
But
chill.
Yo,
go ahead. Oh, that's Henry Booker. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
Moving on from Henry Booker, I wanted to touch back on Big's thing about managing and sports. You know, I don't really agree that sports is less competitive, but one thing to keep in mind, it is a business now. Like I just heard, the bottom value of an NBA team is now $3 billion. You know, I think OKC.
That's a lot.
Thunder went to OKC for like $200 million or something like that from Seattle.
Now
the team's worth $3 billion. So it is a business, and you're gonna see it run like a business, and you know, and sometimes like, you know, I'm not really gonna blame the players. It's strategy and stuff. We're gonna load. I know, hot topic, load management. It makes the game less competitive because it's all about making that playoff run, or the ultimate sign of not being competitive is tanking, right? You know, and it's all about, because it's a business. It's like, we need to bring in young guys on rookie contracts, you know, save money, blah, blah, blah. So there are elements of it that make it less competitive, but I don't think it's a player so much as the system that they're working in. It could be a bad system.
Yeah, but like, but generationally, I mean,
businesses are run bad for generations.
How do they stay open?
Like you said, built-in fan base. It's like, how does a car company keep on selling crappy cars? Built-in fan base. Fan base.
But ultimately, Adam, I'm just saying, man, that the players of, I don't care what era it was. I just feel like if you a professional player, you got to give your all, because that's why it says professional.
I have this conversation with your brother, but it's like,
what? But because I'm listening right now, but I'm have a lot to say.
Like, giving it your all though, but you're also treating your body. Some of these players literally have $1 billion body. Like, their value could be $1 billion. So I'm always saying to Kurt, like, load management, you don't want to give it your all the time, because if resting 20 games a season means that you can get another $200 million contract and stick around for a few more years. Hold on.
My grandmother always used to have a saying, man, BS ain't nothing but chewed up grass, man. I can't give an excuse. That's kind of.
I got 200 million excuses if a little bit of rest is going to get me another contract.
Because either you're professional or you're not.
Yeah, sorry, but in that situation, you have to look at it objectively, because you don't want an individual. If you're okay, let's say you got a contract. Or you played Quickly. What's his name? Quickly for the Knicks?
Quickly, yeah.
He's for the Knicks right now. What's he made? 3-4 million?
He's probably
way more than that to the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let's say he gets his contract, gets a 4-year, $160 million contract, right? He's coming up on the middle of his 3rd year. 4th year is an option year. Halfway through the 3rd season, he gets hurt. He gets hurt. So now, are the Knicks going to pick up the option? They may not, depending on the severity of the injury. So now
they're going to do him just like they did Isaiah Thomas when he was on Boston, which was messed up.
You see what I mean? So we can't blame some of these players right off the bat, because on the other, when the coin is flipped, that team will let you up out of there quick.
Yeah. Yes. Quick, fast.
And
almost didn't let Melo back in, and he didn't have no issues. Look at what's the Joe Johnson can still, but it's I can't. I don't know that I can't.
That's crazy. I don't know why ISO Joe ain't in the league.
Because you just said it, ISO Joe, ISO. If the dude, like somebody that plays like that, needs to be on the top of his game, because he's not making any team better, except unless he's putting up 20 plus points a night on 50% shooting.
But see, but that's like, bro, like, see, but that's another thing. It's I got on here, like, stats is messing up stuff too, man. Like that Maybe. Part right there, like, it's not, but like, bro, like when you add all the I forgot, like, I'm trying to remember, like last night watching the game, they said, I forgot who it was, that he had the most kickballs in last season. And I'm like, who? This is the NBA. Why are you holding a stat because he made a mistake and kicked the ball? Like, bro, it's just that's why I asked,
was it Jaylen Brown kicking the ball off his foot in Game 6 in the playoffs? Because he can't dribble with his left hand.
Adam, what does that mean?
As a GM, I want to know if Jaylen Brown kicks the ball off his foot 20% of the time, he does a crossover to his left hand.
Why?
Because that means that you can't trust the dude to handle the ball and create his own shot, and that means he's a talented player, but I need a strong point guard with him.
Do you know how much you can get for a slip and fall in a stove?
What? Say that one more time. Repeat that, please.
Flavor beyond flavor.
You said how much for these? Hey, yo, but I'm saying, bro.
Stats matter, though.
Yeah, but no, it doesn't matter if it has nothing to do with the game, though.
No, it does, though, because
you're throwing trash. Nobody cares. When did they start caring about that, though?
What's that movie about baseball? But you talk about the Oakland A's. What's Moneyball, right?
Moneyball, yes.
They showed. There's been your boy Steph Curry. You're a big fan, Kurt.
Of course,
he exists because of stats. They would never let you play that. He would never have a chance to play that style of ball if they did not realize how important the 3-point shot is. Back in the day, what a good 3-point shooter take? Three a game, like 4 a game. What Reggie Miller doing a big night?
But I'm not going to put that
downtown,
bro. You can't. But like
that changed that.
Yeah, no, chances.
Because GMs understood the importance. They understood how important the 3-point shot was, and that opened up the game for guys like Steph Curry to exist today.
No. That's not true. I'm gonna say Steph Curry did that for he can exist today to give the NBA the right to have stats on him.
Back in the day, you couldn't take a pull-up 3 in transition.
Listen to what I'm saying, though, Adam. Listen to what I'm
pull-up 3 in transition.
Adam, listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The man is he was already like they were already talking about how he wasn't going to be good because he's so small. So he made the game. He made the game come to him.
No, the game opened up when he came into the game. It was I'm not taking anything away from his talent, but back in the day, 10 years ago even, you could not take a pull-up. You took a pull-up 3 in transition, you're getting benched. Like,
yes,
you couldn't take 10 threes.
He made most of them. What I'm telling you, he made most of them.
But he got the green light because of the game, the way the game evolved.
No, he evolved the game.
It was here.
How you feel he didn't evolve the game?
He just came in at the right time. Yeah, he got the green light because that's the direction it was going. He accelerated the evolution.
So I'm sorry, but
that's advanced statistic that showed us the importance of the corner 3. That's Mike D'Antoni with the Phoenix Suns. Spread out. We don't mean spread out to 20 feet. We mean spread out behind the 3-point line. Get your ass in the corner. Steve Nash is going to find you. No, you're not deep enough in the corner. That's the way the game evolved. And that was before Curry. And Curry took it to the next step. He accelerated the evolution.
But the game they're playing now is a heightened version of what D'Antoni couldn't win the chip.
That's what I'm saying.
D'Antoni played this game that they're playing now
before Curry
in the chip. He didn't have the shooters to win.
Exactly. He had Raja Bell.
Jackson did and how he recruited. He recruited guys to go in the system that he put together. What's his name again? Not Curry, but
you talking about Steve Nash?
Steve Nash?
No, not Steve Nash. The coach of Golden State now.
Steve Kerr.
All Kerr came in and did is tweak the system
and he got blessed with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, who were perfect for that system. But that's what I'm saying is that
was Mark Jackson that actually got.
Mark Jackson put all that together, and then Kerr came in and tweaked the system that was
they was already doing. They was already.
Mark Jackson wasn't doing it. Kerr had the balls to put Iguodala on the bench. Remember?
Facts. Okay, but they were still shooters though.
And is Kerr the one that got rid of David Lee, or is he? Or did Jack? I think he got rid of. I think he realized.
Kerr got rid of David Lee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like, I don't care. We're paying him $20 million a year. He's clogging the paint. You know, he's not a spacer, right?
Yes.
So
I give Kerr credit for tweaking the system that was in place. He saw exactly the direction they could go in, and he ran with it. And what Green, as much as I didn't like him in the beginning, Green was the X factor because
that's the X factor.
All of the dirty work. So the little guys didn't have to do any of the little guys had to do in that system was worry about shooting the ball.
Yeah,
now, to Adam's point, every team I've watched prior to never had 2 and 3 3-point shooters on the same team like this.
Mm-hmm.
When they started winning, we never saw it. And the OGs that didn't like to watch them, because I didn't like to watch them. I didn't like all that running up and down.
Neither did I.
It was because I had been watching a system for so long, and it was changing.
See, the only reason why, like for me, and the reason why I say what I say about Steph is because, like I said, like if y'all get a chance, go to it's going to probably be on YouTube or whatever. You can see it. You could possibly see it. They got his story, Steph Curry's story on there.
The bad,
Apple TV Plus.
But
before it came out, I already kind of knew where they were going with it. But what I'm saying is, like, I
think he accelerated the game without a doubt. He influenced a whole generation. But I think, but if he was playing back in like the 90s or in the aughts, if he came into the league 10 years sooner, he'd be an all-star, but he wouldn't have the green light to do what he does unless he was playing for D'Antoni or something. Where
there was only like 2 or 3 systems in the league that played that.
But what I'm saying is, even in the 90s, like look at Reggie Miller, them dudes. That's all Reggie did.
But how many threes did he take? But he take a game? 5, 3.
Reggie never came off the dribble. Never.
Never. That's all he did was shoot the three.
But how many threes did he actually take a game though?
Dribbling off the dribble, the three. He came off screens. Whole
screens.
But how many threes?
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, how many threes did he actually take? A game.
He was taking a lot of threes.
No, probably like 4 or 5 a game. We could look it up, but he wasn't taking 10 a game.
Bro, that's all he really did was screw. Okay, so then we can't now it might be up now because that's what the game is predicated on.
But I'm saying if Reggie Miller played today, he'd probably take about 10 to 12 threes a game. In the 90s, I think I'm quite sure he probably averaged about 5 threes a game.
But what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is, I don't think they would stop you if you have a high percentage. The guy is but listen, like the guy, anytime he touched the rock, everybody knows 60% of the time it's going in.
40% of the time.
Yeah, okay, but well,
I like my stats.
This guy loves stats, bro. Stat man. You change it from Adam to stat man up there, baby.
Did you just say he shoots 60%?
I said no. I didn't say that. No, I said no. I said. No. I know he's not shooting 60%. I'm saying if people watching, they know 60% of the time, if it goes out of his hand, he's going to make it.
Right, you feel like it's going to go. You feel like it's going to go in.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I'm not saying he's 60%. Granted, he's like 35, 40%. Yes, I know that. But what I'm saying is, he makes that that's what people look for him to do. They're not looking for everybody else to do that.
Right. So like I said, he accelerated the evolution of the game, but the game was going in that direction.
Why though? Because he's a small guard in the documentary.
Because he's the best shooter of all time. I'll give him that.
Yes, but what I'm talking about, Adam, is before he came to the league. In the league, did you watch when he was playing for Dayton?
No, I don't watch college ball.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you, brother. Like that's what when he was a short guard, 6'2", 6'3". That's small in the league.
Yeah.
The coach, they was about to can him because they was just like he's too small.
I get that.
But that's what I'm saying. So he made the game work for him. That's why I respect him so much because he's a small guard.
No, without a doubt, his work ethic, his craft, his skill, his hand-eye coordination is unbelievable. But it's also he came in at an he's incredibly fortunate to come into the league when he came in and to be blessed with a system that Kerr was moving towards, right? Yeah. But
the LeBron system,
because Curry can put the ball on the floor and get to the paint and get to the rim. Like he's underrated at how good he is in the paint. And if he came into the league 10 years before he did, he'd be more like maybe a Kyrie Irving type guy with a handle and the angle, right? He wouldn't be taking 10 threes a game because, the first time he takes that pull-up three, it's like, you're out. You know what I mean? You had a layup and you gave it up for a three. You didn't do that up until 2015, probably 2014.
Well, that's because that's when centers exist. When you can pound them in the paint, pause. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean?
So if that was the case, what's the boy from Dallas, man? He came in the league.
Doncic?
Nah, the other one before him.
Dirk,
who came in at center height. Should have been a center had he come in. You know what I'm saying? He should have been a center.
But he could shoot.
He played the 4, right?
Was he the first stretch 4? Stretch 5?
Remember Sam Perkins?
Yep, Sammy. I forgot about Sammy. Sammy.
Sam Perkins dropped 50 in Glens Falls against Spring Valley. Didn't break a sweat.
I don't think he broke a sweat through his NBA career.
Facts. He's a shot. Nah, but it's the truth though, because homie, that you remember him playing. But I just wanted, really.
But now, Chris, go not to negate what he said about Dirk, but Dirk was definitely one of the first 7-footers.
Yeah, so that
to really be out on the perimeter like that.
That changed. Okay, so when this is the problem with a lot of the owners is that they copycat. They run with what they see working. So when you see Dallas and you see Dirk running up the court and he's running with the guards and he's stopping and popping and he's fading off with the kickstand, turnaround and all that. You're like, we got to get one of these, or we got to teach our guy how to do this. We need to. Then the term stretch 4, stretch 5 comes out. I need a big man that's athletic. We're not going to use the post as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I watched Ewing and I watched Shaq dominate. I watched Akeem Olajuwon play ballet cats in boxes, man. I watched some good cats. I grew up as a child watching Kareem with an unblockable hook once he let it go because he was over the rim every time. If you touched it, it was goaltended. So I grew up on those, and then here come Barkley at the power forward who played like my brother, like a guard.
Yeah.
Small for power forward, fast, strong, all the heart in the world. So it was too few and far between of guys that did this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like when it started to go that way, a lot of teams weren't ready, man. I think Dallas should have won a couple more. But at the time, and as I think about it and as I say it, Dallas couldn't have won anymore because you got Kobe 340 miles up the coast.
And you have my Spurs, cross state.
Yeah, Fundamental. Is that what's his name? Big Fundamental?
Yep, the Big Fundamentals. That's what. Yeah, Timmy. Timmy was a beast. Yeah, Timmy changed the game a lot.
I think there's a travesty going on in the offices. How is it that the Spurs got
Wembanyama
Robinson?
Oh, they tanked. They were one of the first teams to tank, right? Right?
Yep.
Robinson was hurt that year. Robinson was hurt for 1 year, right? And they got
Tim.
Wembanyama. Who got number 2? Who got the number 2 pick this year?
That went to Charlotte.
Charlotte.
They got
Miller.
That's where Wembanyama should be playing. But the league did not want him in the hands of an organization in dismay.
Right. You don't want him in a dysfunction. It's basically the Spurs is the best place he could have went. He played for Tony Parker's team in France.
He could have been other places, but those other places are already stacked and weren't in position to put him on those teams.
Out of the lottery teams, the Spurs were the best destination. For their infrastructure, the French connection with Tony Parker, Boris Diaw. Boris Diaw oversees a national team. Wembanyama played Tony Parker's team in France.
Yeah,
you're talking about he's surrounded by Spurs alumni.
Yeah. So it was only right. You know what?
All from France.
Listen here, Pop. We need you to go ahead and lose.
Right.
You know, trade this guy. Don't play this guy. You know what I mean? Because I watched him last night when the Knicks blew him out, and I watched him, and I mean, they got some talent. He got a 6'8" point guard that he playing.
Dude, so he's about Sokan who shouldn't really, but he really shouldn't be playing point guard, right?
He lost. Yep. He lost his head in the game. I'm a Knicks fan. He lost his head in the game.
So the point guard.
He was doing well against Brunson, but he lost.
Yeah, he was.
He's a defender.
He got into the little ticky tack bumping and talking and all that. Dude, just play your game. You're too young for all that nonsense, man. And that's when he started getting cooked. But if he would have just stayed and played solid, he would have had a better game. Not that he's
not a true point guard, though. But back to your point about getting Wembanyama. So we talk about competitiveness. So is tanking isn't competitive, but what team isn't going to tank when you can get this 7'4" French kid who could dunk on his tippy toes, blocking threes? You know,
he gonna be a beast.
So
bro.
So is it wrong? I'm a Spurs fan, but I'm asking y'all: is it wrong for the Spurs to tank to get a generational talent?
Yes,
is that?
I'm going to say yes too, man. But because
what are the Spurs supposed to do with a mediocre? I'm playing devil's advocate. What are you going to do with a mediocre team?
Same thing all those other teams do. Wait.
That's right. Wait, exactly.
But who wait?
Make some trades.
Who waits?
Who waits?
You.
I like that one.
I tell you, man. Like you are today's.
And we need a talk show.
You come from our time.
I'm saying, man, but no, I'm not. I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm challenging y'all. Who's waiting? Your Knicks don't like to wait. You know,
bro,
like what team?
They got no other choice. They've been waiting for 50 years.
Like I'm saying, like look at all these teams out there. Nobody's waiting by choice. The
Knicks make more money than the Spurs.
But I'm saying, but small. Like nobody's waiting on purpose.
I'm trying to think of a reason to go to San Antonio except to watch the Spurs and walk.
You can watch. They got the River Walk. I hear it's lovely.
Yeah. But
I'm saying
I'll take a two-headed coin and say heads. I'll walk Manhattan before I walk some river in the middle of the city.
All right, but look, what I'm saying is teams don't wait. Either you tank or you try to sign. You try to hit that home run and sign a big superstar, trade for a big superstar. The teams that wait, they're the small market teams that don't have any choice because nobody wants to go there.
We didn't tank when we got Ewing.
That's right. Got you in fair and square, bro.
But nowadays, nowadays, if you don't tank, somebody else is, right? It's a race to the bottom,
you're making money hand over fist. I say do it the right way. Wait,
but the Knicks can wait, right? You got Boston, LA, Knicks, Philly. You got some old teams with heritage that are going to sell tickets because they got this rabid fan base. But what happens in a smaller market on a newer team? Charlotte, they suck. But do they really want to wait?
But they have ball. They have a superstar.
But even if they don't, man, like just because, even if they don't wait, it don't mean that they get
and try to get Wemby.
Say what?
I'm quite sure they tanked.
They were already wet. They were already wet.
Yeah, but they probably lost some extra games on purpose.
Ball was hurt. He had just came back, so you sit him down at the end of the year. Not because you're tanking to get Wembanyama. You're tanking. You're just not playing your best guys.
Wembanyama.
But if you got so you got 10. How many teams in the lottery now? 10 teams in the lottery.
Yeah,
right now.
8 or
I
it used to be 8. It's 10.
I think it's 10 now.
It was 8.
It was 8. Is it 8?
So
I think it's 10 now.
So you got.
I'm
so
trying
let's
to
just
get
say
back into
it
it.
doesn't matter. But if you've got 3 teams, so if I'm running a team, right, and I know 3 teams are tanking, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna try to win 35 games. For what? I'm not making the playoffs, and I'm not going to get the number 1 seed. I'm just going to try to get the 8th seed when it's a 3-person draft.
So hold that thought.
I'm tanking.
Hold that thought. So here's my next thing. Is sports still entertaining? Because that's to me, that's what throws things off. That right there. Everybody tanking, you know what I'm saying, load management, things like that. And I'm not just talking about but it doesn't make it entertaining for the consumer no more, man.
It's a problem.
What you think though, Core? About you like what about load management, tanking, all the other stuff? You know, like tanking is when
what the hell is that?
My fault, bro. It's pretty much when your team is already. Yo, what is that?
That's a Yule log. First to stay.
I'm trying to help Corey out.
Anyway,
like they ain't got no heat over here.
Tanking is pretty much you have your team just lose all the games to try to get like one of the best players in the draft.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's 1. 2, is load management. We talked about load management plenty of times, where they sit all the stars so that they don't get hurt. And stuff like that. And that's bull.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. It's this new era stuff, man. Be men. Like, man, these dudes is not men, man. They
wait. So what's a man supposed to do? A man's supposed to go to work and make money, right?
But stop that.
But I'm making more money by load management, right? So does that make me a man because I'm getting paid on load management?
Bro, I want everybody to stop crying, man. Change their panties a little bit.
Hold
on. Go ahead.
My perspective on the load management. Okay, they make their most money in the playoffs. So they got the play in. That takes a week and a half.
They have to play in. No big.
Is there still a best of 5? Or is it all 7?
It's all 7. All 7.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
That's another week and a half. The championships are being played almost in July.
Yep.
So they created a narrative and a situation where they need load management, because these guys that make it to the finals, if you go to the finals, you go 7 games, you would have played almost 110 games. So when you come to New York as a West Coast team, let's say you're the Blazers and you got Dame playing, which one are you going to play? You got the Knicks on Monday, you got Brooklyn on Tuesday, because we got to squeeze these games in because I need you back.
What about the consumer though?
By Thursday. Say what?
What about the consumer?
Now I'm getting to that. So you squeeze all these games in. That's why you need load management. But at the end of the day, I got season tickets. I got LeBron coming to town on Tuesday the 14th, and you chose to play him in the Garden on Sunday, and now he needs a day off because you're worried about load management when the playoffs get here.
Exactly.
I lose out. I only bought this ticket because I want to see LeBron. Me and my 8-year-old. We get to the game, he's on the bench, and he ain't got time for no autographs.
Or probably not even there.
What? If he can't play, walk through the crowd with some security, take pictures with everybody that came to see you play, and that's that. Because why would I pay $350, $700 ticket? I got to get there. I got to get home with refreshments. I need a new outfit. You feel me? Come on, man. I'm end up spending $1,200, and because you played in Manhattan yesterday, you can't play today because of load management, because you're looking 5 months ahead.
I got one more thing to add, and Kurt.
Is that entertaining though? Like to me, that's watering down any sport if you can't see the main superstar.
But I want to just build on this. Kurt's heard me text this, read these texts from me a million times, literally. But the other thing I keep on going back to is we're so aware of load management, and we get so disappointed when we don't see our stars play today. But if we go back to the 90s, early 2000s, our stars just flamed out. Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, like the list goes on. I'm just one more recent guys. Those guys today might be playing 60 games a season. might miss a season, come back, play 60 games, have a playoff run, and we get to see them play, and they have a Hall of Fame level career. Where 30 years, like Kawhi in the 90s, he's done. He's done after in 16 when Zaza, whoever, takes his knee out on the jump shot in the playoffs. He's done. He's not coming back from that. Where today we're so acutely aware of load management because the rehab, the medical care is better. They can come and they can kind of play it out. You know, like where how many stars
T-Mac had back issues in high school.
Right.
Grant Hill, big accident. Actually,
but I'm saying, but those guys made a rehab and came back.
Again, I'm just giving you the other side of it.
Right.
T-Mac had back issues in high school.
Yes.
Grant Hill would have been the next Jordan had he not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can contest to that.
To his defense, came back, thought he was getting too much money, and said, "I gotta play."
Right. But what if those guys were injured today and we had look at Michael Porter Jr. in Denver. How many back surgeries did that kid have in high school?
I was just about to say,
but he's in the league right now contributing on a championship team. Would he be in the league 20 years ago?
No, they would have skipped on him.
Right, that's exactly.
But that's not in the NBA, though, Adam. This is in high school. He had to go through.
But I'm saying, but he probably never would have made it anyway. But he never would have made it to the NBA because it would have been like, you know what I mean? But medical care is so much better now. Grant Hill, these injuries might have been something that he could have worked through and had more of a Kawhi Leonard type career, which not idea.
Bro, dudes is getting paid.
That's really on your organization. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying, but back in the day, Detroit couldn't do anything with Grant Hill, or the Suns back when he got there injured. Nobody could do anything with T-Mac. But today, maybe they would have limped along and maybe had some deep runs.
That's different than load management. That's just
it's part of load management, though.
But load management, it has nothing to do with you being able to fix my back.
No, but it has to do with being able to manage the injury.
Once you get fixed, now you're on load management.
Right.
So that's simple.
It's related.
Simple trick. When you get a guy back that's not 100%, you don't play him like they played these guys.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's related.
And as far as Kawhi, had they let Kawhi rest one more year, then he might still be in San Antonio. Can you imagine San Antonio with Kawhi and Wembanyama? But you can't because he would have never went to San Antonio because they already got Kawhi and they wouldn't have gave him 2 stars.
Right.
That's a fact. That's a fact. No matter how much tanking, he would have never went there.
So we have that. This is the same move to stop Chris Paul from going to LA.
Right,
but
that,
but that's just like it ain't even in just like basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at football, bro. Like I feel like football is worse off than the NBA. If anything, football needs load management because
they only got 16 games, right? So you can't really do load management, and the player's contract doesn't
suck.
Right. They don't have the protection that the NBA players have.
None at all. That's what I was saying.
So that's the flip side. And now you got football players with the CTE, and so that's a different game. That's a
whole. I know.
But I know we're talking about competitiveness.
7 games, guys.
Yes.
What's that?
They play every 7 days. They don't never.
Yeah, they do every Sunday.
They don't never have a back-to-back.
No, but they're injured. But those guys flame out young. What's the average football career?
The closest
5 years.
They play Sunday. They might play Thursday, but when they do that, then they don't play again until the next Thursday. To the next Sunday. So they have spurts where they have a bye now. Will they get 10 days off?
I think the NFL, I think it's only because it's only 16 games, and that's the most profitable sports in this country. They're not shortening that season to 14 or 12 games. The NBA, there's legitimate discussions as to should we shorten the season to 78 games, 76 games. Not that they will.
The time frame that they have expanded to July. They cut into the summer. They play for 10 months.
They do, and that goes to why these guys. And me and Kurt talk about this too. These guys are getting injured because they're on the road, traveling. Like you said, almost damn near 10 months a year, the wear and tear in their bodies, the jet lag, bouncing from city to city. Like,
yeah, but Adam, but like, and you always know what I always gonna say. Like, these dudes is getting paid top of the dollar to do
but
that.
That can't secure your health.
Bro.
That
They
doesn't guarantee
sign
your
up,
health.
but they sign up for it. Then
But
don't make it to the NBA.
But that doesn't mean that you're not going to get hurt.
I said what I said.
That doesn't mean you're not going to get hurt, though.
All right, but okay, so I'm gonna segue to this then because I wanted to talk about this as well. Like, so. Like like I said before, because you and I talked about this. I ain't talk about it with my brother and Big Chris. Like, I feel nowadays is because a lot of the injuries are coming because the kids are starting really young.
They're sports specific,
AAU.
right? They're sports specific. They're not training other muscles. Overuse, absolutely.
Yep,
playing
overuse.
playing 7 AAU games in a weekend.
That's correct, bro. And I say because my baby does it. Like if he goes on the weekend, and bro, it's like, and they're not even getting paid. They got to be up sometimes 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning to play games, and they're playing no lie. Like you said, in the weekend,
most likely
playing like 7 games.
Yeah, most likely dehydrated by the second or third game.
That's
right?
a fact. Like, I agree. So I feel then in that case, then I feel like it needs to be something. I don't know.
Get rid of AAU. They got to go to that European system. Go to that European system where these kids play in a structured league. We talked about that, right?
Yes. Did you hear about that one, Big?
What?
The European league that Adam talking about?
You know how the European, like Serbia, like they bring up Doncic and Jokic and these phenomenally skilled players because they're playing. They come up in like a semi-professional league where kids can play pro ball in high school. And there's none of that AAU bullshit where it's disorganized. You're not learning anything because if you're talented, a team in Cali will fly you out from New York to come play for them for the weekend. Like that's why you got these players in the NBA that all know each other because they're from all over the country, but they're all playing
all over the country
AAU teams.
Bro, let's talk about it.
That's Division I. And what it does is it prepares you for what's next.
But the European model does a better job, arguably.
Not so much when they're so tiny.
What's that?
Once they get to 13, 14 years old, that's the only thing that's keeping us up with what they're doing in Europe is the Division I AAU, 14 and under 15, under 16.
But bro, it's the worst.
But understand your drawbacks, but without that, what are we going to do? How are we going to get the best?
Look at how the Europeans are running their system because right now, arguably,
but you can't run a system in America like that. We
got
too many. You're talking about 20 million AAU players. You can't just
hold on.
For 19.9 million of those, 19.99 million, we got CYO rec leagues.
Hold on. Hold on, because I was big, but that's what I'm saying. Because I was about to touch on all of that, bro.
I played the Catholic League. I played AAU. I played Junior Olympics. I played Big Apple games. I played all of that. What I'm saying is that there's no way. And you're talking about you're playing 2 tournaments for 1 month every weekend, and then you go to another one the next month and another one the next month. It's the same thing with AAU. You're gaining a little more structure if it's done right. And yes, there are,
but that's if it's done right. That's if it's done right. You're getting exposure.
You're getting exposure. You're getting seen.
You get exposure.
But I have to agree with Adam is saying because, bro, I'm still in it. And I'm sick of it, bro, because like for example, one of my guys at the job, you know what I mean, he's coaching his son now, and he went out in Spooky Nook on the strength of, and that's one of the biggest tournaments in America, in Spooky Nook. You got 30 courts in there. Now, he was telling me I guess the program that he's coaching for. I guess they kept asking, we need more competition. We need more competition. But their kids is not that good for Spooky Nook. You understand? You talk about these is Division I teams from Cali to New York. And they pushing these kids to do all of this. And just like Adam, because I was about to start to say that. Have these kids, bro, it is a CYO type situation. What it is what it is the parents got too much money nowadays, and they want their kid to be all over the place, and they think the money is going to buy them fame and things like that. And to me, that's a terrible way to start their kid off anyway. Well, so what happens is they put them on the teams, and then no matter who's the program director and stuff, and they'll let them know, like, listen, your kid might not get this much playing time, blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. As soon as you get into a tournament and they get on that court, the first thing, if they don't see their kid in there playing, the first thing they're going to, well, why is my kid not playing? And well, because this is AAU is for the elite. That's why we explained it to you. That's why they're
divisions. That's why they're divisions. Like,
yeah, but the A team and B teams, but most of the time, you already know, B.I., like, it ain't that many B teams out there, B. It ain't that many.
It's just not ran properly.
Yeah, but
that's right. A lot of it. It's a lot of programs that's not ran.
But I'm gonna have it, man. We're gonna fall by the wayside, man. The talent pool is too
but look, but right now,
I don't know, man. I don't see it.
But look at the NBA right now. You start naming the best young players. I'm not talking about KD and LeBron. You start naming the best young players in the league. Yo, how many of them came up through European leagues? Jokic, back-to-back MVP, Finals MVP, regarded as the best player on the planet. That dude has come up through the European system. Doncic, top 5 in the world. Giannis, top 3 in the world. Embiid, I think, came up through France, right? I know he's African, but I think he came up through France.
No, I think he came through Spain. No, he came through Spain.
Okay, Spain. Okay, that's Spain's got so did Doncic eventually, right? Second most competitive league in the world. So you look at these young guys, and where they're coming from. They're not necessarily coming from AAU anymore. They're coming from. A lot of them are coming from Europe. Now we have the most talent still, but but the rest of the world caught up and is surpassing us, especially in developing big men.
Here and listen to you tell me that the competitive talent that's coming out of Europe is better than the competitive talent coming out of.
That's the.
But the players I named, are you saying they're Jokic, Doncic, Giannis, Embiid?
That's because
there's like how many players in the league?
But I'm talking about the elite players right now. I just named 4 of the top 7 players in the league.
Because I feel the reason why that happens now too, because I feel like the league is watered down. That's how I feel.
That's why
it's like and the way, and it's kind of like how we don't look at me like that, Adam, because we talk about this all the time. But I just feel like they're good. But bro, I feel like
look at the players look at the players on the court out back in the 90s when the Bulls were wrecking the league. Look at
phenomenal.
No. Antoine Walker wouldn't be playing in the league today. He's playing in Game 6 in Utah. Starting Antoine Walker.
I ain't watching
because Antoine. Well, okay, then you can say look at Jokic because Antoine Walker was a baller, bro, and they the same.
You talking about Jokic? You're talking about already the best passing big man of all time?
Okay, so you're passing. Yeah, you're a passing big man, but you're talking about Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker could bang threes. Shoot, he was banging in the bang threes.
I meant the other. Oh, my bad. Well, Antoine Walker, to an example. I meant Antoine. What's the Antoine car with the goggles in Utah? Back when
yo, come on.
Listen,
come on, Adam. You talk about Antoine Carr. Come on, son.
He's starting for the Utah Jazz in the finals. That dude wouldn't be in the league today. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
I can go back in every decade. And
yes, sir. Me too.
I can put this guy on a team, and he'd be coming off the bench.
Who?
Jokic.
Joker.
What?
Put this guy on.
Well, let's be honest. Bro, in a decade of Jordan and Shaq, he wouldn't be that. He wouldn't be.
He's not coming up, because he could play.
One of the best teams in the league because he's the best player on the planet right now, regarded as. If he played in Detroit Bad Boys days, he'd be coming off the bench.
Why?
Facts.
He's out of shape.
So Bill Laimbeer is going to start over him
all day long. In that era, Laimbeer and Mahorn is getting more minutes than Joker.
How?
And Carmelo.
Sabonis was one of the best passing big men.
I'm not a racist.
And Carmelo too.
Listen, he would definitely get some minutes in Boston. He'd get a lot of minutes in Boston. That's where he would get the bulk of.
You're really saying that Bill Laimbeer was
I got a question.
Than Jokic?
I got a question. Anybody see what Carmelo said? What do y'all think about him? What he said?
About what?
Because
he's saying that I think he's a little perturbed. He's one of my favorite players, but I don't know if I agree.
Carmelo Anthony? Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah, Melo.
Yeah, he's like they should get the dudes that didn't get an NBA championship, man. He feels some type of way. He's saying that the league don't find them as great, pretty much as like great. You know what I mean? But so he over there crying, I don't know.
He top 75, so he's great.
I love him.
But that is the truth.
I mean, that's commentators and
yes,
playmen. And
that's why I don't listen to them.
None of these guys. It's when they get a chance to talk.
Yep.
They have this narrative, and when that narrative changes, they flip and they go to defense. Now, when it goes back to their initial point that they made, they flip it back. I don't watch them. Sometimes watch the game. Once I find that the commentator play-by-play is rooting for a certain team, I turn the volume down. This is a true story.
Yeah, real talk.
About 8 games with no volume.
Because and it's fun.
But
I'm sorry, but hold on. But hold on, But what I'm saying is, I think most of us that really watches sports and watch these games, like you, me, Ad, my uncle, we all turn it off. I don't even watch him no more. He listens to podcasts, which
I watch the playoffs, but I don't really watch the regular season. I'm
talking about I'm not talking about the games. I'm talking about like what Big just said, as far as when Corey talk about the commentator, when we talk about the commentators.
Oh, I don't have there's a lot of shitty commentators. A couple that
all of them are. They flip-floppy.
I was upset that they got rid of Jeff Van Gundy.
Well, Jeff
that was it for me.
Up in Boston. I like.
Yeah, no, but that was it for me. But when Gundy went out, I was like, damn, like that dude was only got to tell the truth about the damn refs.
My man Doc got the job over there now. He's doing all right at ESPN.
Hey, I like Doc Rivers. Better as a commentator than a coach.
Yeah, it's about time.
You got a chip.
He got a chip, but I could have coached that team to a chip.
I don't know. I can't say that I could have coached them. I'm partial to Doc because when I was coaching AAU and my team played his son didn't break a sweat, had 28.
Garbage.
Who's that Austin. Dude?
Young Rivers.
I can't stand him. He's got a podcast. That dude is an idiot.
He just won, and he came over and he talked to the team.
Okay.
He played a good game. And,
Seems like a good guy.
And he said, listen, your coaches are teaching you the right way to play basketball, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Doc Rivers said all that?
Yeah, he was actually talking face to face. That's why I can't have anybody just,
No, I mean, look, I like Doc Rivers.
He came over. And the thing about it was, and this
tell me, Booker.
And if you play ball like he was doing, when I sized him up, he wasn't that much bigger than me. And I said to myself, 83 in the park at the same age, I might have this dude right here, man. I might put some on. But
I like Doc Rivers in interviews and stuff. He seems like a very down-to-earth, honest guy. He's probably he's a good commentator. But the dude, look, he's got a chip, but how many trash. How many of those 3-1 playoff lead? He holds a record for blowing 3-1 playoff leads, right?
Yes, that's a tough one. That's tough. That's tough to have that kind of lead.
But anyway, I wanted to. I know we were talking about competitiveness, and one thing Kurt said in the pre-show talk was participation trophies, which we didn't get to.
Oh yeah, I was start it off because I was about to say I don't know if y'all guys listen. We're in the hour. I'll keep going. I don't care. I know everybody got things to do, but hey,
let's
talk about that, and then we gotta keep it pushing. If you want to keep going, I'll keep going.
Make a quick point.
Go ahead, start it off, Ad.
Quick point, and then we can do that next week.
Yep.
As far as that goes, the merit badges and the
I think probably all of us are against it.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Because I feel like
And I'm starting to think you run with the millennials, man.
81, 81. I could be one.
No, I got
no dang millennial.
I used to get third place ribbons when I came in third.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say
there
that
was 8 or 9 people that didn't get nothing.
I'm gonna say I'm not in favor of a participation trophy, but any of y'all know me, you know my work ethic, I'm not.
Yeah, you're a beast,
right? But there's something to be said for teaching kids that you're not gonna win all the time, and you don't want a kid to be disheartened either. Like, I'm not saying they should get a trophy for losing, but life, you're
do
not
exactly
gonna
what
win.
you're doing now,
right? You're not gonna, but you're not always gonna win. But you just gotta. It's that balance. I don't have kids, but anyway, next week maybe y'all can talk on it more eloquently than I can.
To some of the parents, okay, the fathers is not real sport heads, and some of the moms don't know what's going on. And this is no disrespect to you. Learn how to do it. I came home from my very first JV game. I told my father I ain't had no point. He said, "All right, let's look at the paper, see what else you did." My stat line was 0, 0, 0, 0.
You got
how long
0.
did you play?
0.
I played about a quarter, 2 quarters. He said, "Okay, check this out. Don't you come in my house again." And it wasn't his house; it was his mother's house. I lived with my grandmother. He was there. "Don't you come in this house." "Don't you come in this house 4 eggs again. 4 eggs. I can't have it. Got to be able to set a bar for your children.
That's a fact.
And that's the bar. Don't you come in here with 4 eggs again. Ever.
Ever.
Don't do it. So
it
was time, and it's time to take place, and you don't come in the third 1, 2, or 3, then you go home. You feel like you didn't prosper today. You know what's that word they use? I don't feel accomplished today.
Yeah.
Now I want to coddle all the kids. There's 20 of them. So we got to go get 30 ribbons. I got two first place, 2 second place, 2 third place, 4 participation trophies, 3 you here for the day trophies, and a trophy because your mother drives a van. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
a couple years ago, the Boys and Girls Club Summer League, I went 1 and 5. My kids got participation trophies. They know they didn't deserve them. They're not smiling in the picture. They're holding trophies like, we just lost.
That's right. And for me, it's about, like you said, it's how you explain it to them. Sorry, guys, you didn't win. You don't get nothing.
Right. And
period.
And the next year, not everybody got a trophy.
I didn't even want second or third place. I didn't want them medals. I didn't want them. What is
because number one. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. These kids are they get all this stuff to the point to where they feel like they don't got to put the work in. They're gonna get something anyway, whether win or lose. They're gonna get a trophy for they can be at home taking their little selfies with it. Meanwhile, a real parent like myself in a real basketball thespian sports, I feel like we the last of the manly men.
You're damn right.
I'm not going to sit there and be coddling. If you did nothing, you get nothing. Everybody don't get a trophy. Right. If you see that person, if you see the kid that's on there that's getting the trophy for MVP or something like that, understand. Like, look at him. Like, dang, I'm going to be the next one to get that. I got to earn that. I don't want number 2. I don't want number 3, like Big said. I don't want the little trophy, the participation trophy that everybody down the bench is going to get. I don't want that. To me, I feel like every kid, if you're going to play sports, you should be mad if you don't win. Most kids, they just cry because they see everybody else crying, but still in all, they know they're going to get themselves a participation trophy.
Okay, but yo, man, everything, they got to earn, man. We did.
But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna end mine. If you
we'll talk about it more,
you want to teach your child, and then hey, it's your child. You do what you got to do. Have at it. If you don't think winning mean nothing, don't watch the Super Bowl.
That's right.
The playoffs.
That's
right. Don't watch the World Series. Don't watch none of the Olympics, because I tell you what, when I watched the 100-yard dash, and there's 9 of them. in the finals, and I only see 3 on the pedestals. I don't know what them other ones is getting. Oh, they made it to the Olympics. No, they're not happy.
Not at all. Not at all. They lost.
We got there. No, nobody want to just get there.
Yeah, man.
Nobody want to get there. The only thing I want to get to heaven.
That's it.
Hey, listen, man. Listen.
But,
I hope we can pick up next week. We'll do the show, you know, on merit next week. I hope I can have Adam back on it to finish off if you're not so busy.
I'll be back.
Listen, everybody. I appreciate everybody that joined us. Thank you for everything. Thank you for joining us. It's been real. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. We appreciate you. Right. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share. Right. Please, we can use it. We want to hear negative or positive. I should have started off with positive and negative, but hey, it don't make a difference what order it is. As long as you get the comment. Here, baby. I appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? Have a great week, and hope to see you next week, man. All right? And we're out. Thanks, everybody. Right. God bless.
Love you all, brothers.